Every once in a while, a new technology, an old problem, and a big idea turn into an innovation. That is a quote by Dean Kamen.
Welcome to Trina Talks. Trina Talks is a weekly podcast that will inspire and empower women of all ages to strive for the impossible. Your host, Trina L. Martin from TrinaMartin.com, is a motivational speaker, leader, and cyber tech expert. Every week, Trina will share wisdom gained from her life experiences and lessons learned while pursuing her goals to inspire you to achieve the next level in your life. Now, your host, Trina L. Martin.
Hello, welcome to Trina Talk. I am your host, Trina L. Martin, and this is episode 60. The topic of this week's episode is building your business with Facebook. My guest this week is Chantal Garrity. Chantal went from a broke business owner in a new country with 3 kids under 5 years old to an abundance business owner, all using Facebook. She now empowers business owners who have no marketing budget to create an income-producing strategy using Facebook. Hi, Chantal. Welcome to Trina Talk.
Hey, Trina.
So I'm happy to have you here. You are a Facebook strategist, but you have a very interesting and inspiring story. Why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners about yourself?
I think we all have interesting stories, and I'm glad that you find mine interesting. I'm originally from South Africa, so you'll notice I have a little bit of a mixed accent. I now am currently living on the Gold Coast in Australia. I moved here 11 years ago, immigrated and left my family where I'd grown up and known everybody, and everybody knew me, and I had a well-established business. To come to a new country, to explore new opportunities with my then husband, and didn't know anybody, knew nobody, did have family in the rest of the country, but no sort of immediate family close by. I have twins. They're now 14 turning 15, and my youngest daughter is 11 turning 12. But when we moved here, I had 3 kids under the age of 5 years. And having come from South Africa, where we're used to the help, you know, you've got your nannies that help you. You've also got your grandparents. You've got friends, family. Coming to a new country and not having anything at all, including literally starting with not a cent in the bank again. And the only income that we had at the time was actually my husband at the time was his income. And until I got my qualifications certified, I wasn't actually able to go and work. And it was about a 4-year process, going through temporary residency and permanent residency before I was able to actually start contributing financially. So I was really, really overwhelmed, stressed, struggling, trying to work out how I was going to help contribute financially to the family. More importantly, after the first 2 years, my husband at the time got made redundant and was then unemployed. So we were sitting with him trying to find another work, more work, and our residency hadn't been finalized yet. And then there was myself who couldn't work and had to look after the children at home. So I literally stumbled and fell into Facebook. Initially used Facebook just to connect with my family in South Africa. But what I soon learned was that it was an amazing platform for you to connect with other people, to build genuine, authentic relationships and find other people who had the same sort of values as you and the same insight, and was able to actually start to grow a little business just from sitting on my bum and sitting on Facebook. The bad news was I did a lot wrong in the early days. Didn't follow Facebook etiquette. Out of desperation, did some stuff which nowadays would be called a little bit spammy. But I learned the hard way. And Really, really excited because within 2 years I had established my first business, which was great. Well, fully established my first business, which was really good.
Wow. Okay. So you're originally from South Africa and you moved to Australia. What made you move to Australia?
So in South Africa, after the apartheid, there's been some political changes, and with affirmative action, with affirmative action, there's been kind of a reverse in that in order to get the quota right within the job sector, basically they had to employ a lot more African people, a lot more Zulu, Xhosa, Indians, Coloureds, and therefore it left the opportunities for people with whiter skin. In order to establish rebalancing, there was that trend towards there. So it was becoming harder for people to find employment, and with the turmoil, there wasn't a lot of, international funding and support as well. So basically, we did it for the future of our children, just to look for new opportunities. And Australia is very much like South Africa, similar sort of weather, beautiful beaches. So it seemed like a logical step. I think I was 30 years old when I moved. So still young enough to kind of start again.
Okay.
But yes, I have no regrets.
Now, you said you had a business in South Africa. What was your previous business?
Sure. So in South Africa, I was overweight up until the age of about my 20s. And my mother had quite a lot of health issues. And when I was 20 years old, the GP said to me, look, you're going down the same path. You're going to have to be on cholesterol, diabetes, and blood pressure medication. So at that time, I was studying to be a school teacher, and I worked as a school teacher for 5 years. But what I started to do was take responsibility for my own health, and started to lose weight, started to get healthier, and I did not want to go on medication. So I decided to get my personal training diploma. I went and studied personal training and opened up my own studio. It was easy to do in South Africa because I knew everyone. I was at school with everyone. I was a teacher for 5 years. So I knew everyone at the school. Everyone knew my family. So it was quite easy to build a business when people already knew your story. Everybody knew my story, watched the transformation in my weight loss journey and my health journey. For me, it wasn't so much about the weight, but more so the health. And so it was easy for me to have a gym. More like a personal training studio. So when I sold that and moved over here, I basically wanted to carry on pursuing that. Obviously, with the 3 kids under 5 years, it was a lot easier for me then to go back into personal training rather than school teaching. But the thing is, I don't know if you know, the Gold Coast, there's a personal trainer on every corner. And these personal trainers on every corner, they have got, they sports models, they athletes, they grew up here. So everybody knows them. Everyone knows their story. And for me, I knew no one. And it was incredibly sort of difficult in how was I going to get to know everyone? How was I going to increase my personal branding so that I could basically build my business and have people choose my personal training business over everyone else's?
Very, very, very interesting. Now, you went through that transition and you moved to Australia, and then you say you just kind of, learned to take Facebook as something more than your communication means with your family. Tell me about that journey.
Yeah, sure. It's quite funny because my ex-husband always says, oh, you always used to play on Facebook all the time. But Facebook really did open up so many opportunities. I mean, the fact that me and you right now are having this podcast, we met on Facebook. So it's a great way to show how versatile the platform is. And that if you go onto the platform and you start looking for your ideal clients on there, and if you follow the right etiquette around Facebook, you can do 2 things. One, you can attract your ideal client to you by having a good personal branding. And the second part of it is you can actually go onto Facebook and look for your ideal clients and present yourself to them. So, and this is talking about organic free Facebook. So people always say, oh yeah, well, can we use Facebook advertising? And I go, yeah, for sure. However, you should get the fundamentals right. You have to get the organic fundamentals right before you actually start even exploring Facebook advertising. Because some people see Facebook advertising as a magic pill, but if they don't get the foundations right, it doesn't work. So up until the stage, I've done no Facebook advertising. I've literally gone in and found like-minded people. I've told them my story. I've shown them what it is about me, potentially that they could choose me over somebody else. And within 2 years, I had a fully fledged personal training business. And within 5 years, I opened up a health, wellness, and fitness center on the Gold Coast. And I think for that, everyone kept asking, well, how did you do it? How did that happen? Because you don't even know anybody. And when I said to them, yeah, well, it's Facebook, I had everyone then asking me, please, could you show me how to use Facebook to get the same result? So Facebook is scary. It's overwhelming. It's stressful. It can be a massive time waster. But I just believe people just need to explore the right way to use it and fully understand its full capabilities. And, of course, privacy and safety settings. They're the most important thing people need to learn when they go on the platform. And then work out what is the best way. What is the best way to show people what it is that you do, to show them your point of difference, to show them your unique selling point, to show them your niche that you have, and then to offer them or to have a desirable offer in the background so that if they are curious, you can then invite them to explore that opportunity with you.
So that's amazing what you're saying as far as, because, me doing what I'm doing. And of course you get the Facebook ads that pop up all the time saying, oh, promote this post. And I've always kind of been skeptical, and I hear some people do it and then some people don't. But so you're telling me there is a way to organically build your brand without having to spend money.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I think if you consider that Facebook is kind of like networking, in the olden days, you would go out, you go to a networking group, you get to stand up, you get to do your elevator pitch and make sure that it was an outstanding, memorable elevator pitch, and then you would connect with people in the room. That takes time. It takes time to get up and go. And for me, especially the networking groups, most of them were either in the evenings or in the morning. And that was time that I had to be there with my children. So it was really out of the question to be attending all these networking groups. And, some of them are Australian dollars, anything from $20 to $50 per event. However, on Facebook, if you've got a professional set up page and if you've got a professional personal profile, can connect with people on Facebook, and you can be a little bit more selective as well, so you're not wasting your time. You can go and find those people and you can make connections with them. And when I say connections, I'm not talking about going and selling to them straight away. I'm saying forming showing genuine interest in what it is that they're doing and looking for and seeing if there's an opportunity for you guys to work together, to either collaborate or work together. So it is massively exciting, and you have control over that. You have complete control over it if you know what you're doing.
Now, have you compared Facebook to some of the other platforms and see what gives you better results, or are you just solely on Facebook?
Sure. Great question. I actually last year went and got my diploma in social media marketing. So I did things backwards. I was completely self-taught. I've been a Facebook strategist for the last 3 years. In fact, the first year I called myself a Facebook coach because I thought I'll just show people how to use Facebook. But what I realized is that it's the strategy that defines whether or not you get a paying result. Coaching might help you grow your page. It might help you get fans. and improve your personal and business branding, but it's the strategy that's actually going to help you get the result. So at the end of the 3 years, I decided to go and get my social media marketing diploma, which qualifies me in all the social media platforms. So my niche is Facebook, as a Facebook strategist, meaning that I can help people generate income opportunities, as opposed to just growing your Facebook page, but actual income opportunities, coming up with a strategy to actually that results in paying clients. My program from then, I have people then come to me who want to then integrate the rest of the channels. So they may choose LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and I'm able to integrate all those channels. So when people say to me, well, can I help them generate income using those channels? I say to them, you really need to work with a specialist in each of those areas. So I can integrate you with them, but you really need a specialist in those areas. So for example, if Instagram has a change in algorithm, I will probably find out 1 day to a week later than everybody else, because I'm on Facebook every single day. If Facebook does anything differently, I know immediately because I'm on it all the time. So I do believe that it is good to be a specialist. And it's not humanly possible. If anyone says it's possible, I'd like to see it. I don't believe it's humanly possible to keep there's not enough hours in the day to keep up to scratch with every single change in algorithm or platform. So when people are choosing a platform, I always say to them, consider where your clients are. Instagram is a fantastic platform for younger people, and generally it is picture-based because it is pictures. So it's picture-based, it's a younger demographic. So unless your business has got good pictures, it's not really going to do well. So, for example, like financial companies, if they go, if they're a financial loaning company and they have an Instagram page, well, their pictures are not going to be that great. There's no one's going to want to share it, look at it, engage in it. And your ideal clients potentially, 25 under, potentially aren't going to be looking for financing. But Facebook, however, is a story-based platform. So it's for people that want to read or tell stories, tell their story. It's a little bit more engaging. So it tends to work well with sort of the 35 plus age group. And I mean, there is a little bit of room to move on either side. LinkedIn's a lot more formal. If you go onto LinkedIn, it's a lot more formal platform. A lot of people showing their expertise. A lot of people looking for positions and work. So, or looking, maybe for podcast speakers or event hosts. So you have to respect each of the platforms. Each of the platforms has their own. They have their own values. They have their own intention. And as long as you follow the rules of the platform, you will get results.
So that's very informative, just to know the difference between all the platforms. Now, when you're building your brand, do you suggest that people try to go out on every platform?
No. The first thing we do is obviously I look at personal branding and see how they want to actually establish themselves as a person first, because I do believe that people buy people. And with social media now and everything being online, people are actually desperate for human connection more than ever now. So I always look at the personal branding first and what their intention is. I also look at their comfort zone and the type of personality that they have, because not everyone might be like me, who's exceptionally public and confident, and I don't mind sort of being very, very open and public. Some people might want to do things a little bit more introvertedly, and that's okay. You can still do that. So I work with an alignment with what feels genuine to them. We then look at their competitors and we see what their competitors are doing, what platforms they are on, where their ideal clients are sitting, and then we work out which is the best platform for them. I always say people should start with Facebook. If you don't know what platform to start with, I 100% believe that Facebook is the place to go to. 93% of small businesses choose Facebook as their primary platform. So I believe more money changes hands in business over Facebook than any other platform. I have heard LinkedIn. I have heard many people doing really, really well on LinkedIn, but it's more the opportunities that come from it, not actual sort of buying a coaching program or things like that. And with Instagram, most of the time, a lot of the swimwear brands and a lot of the natural products brands and things that, they sell a lot of products because it's impulse emotional buying. It doesn't have to be story-based, and it's picture-based, so it looks pretty. So that does well on Instagram. So, so I'd generally look at it, and if they're not unsure, I'd say, look, get to know one platform really well. Whatever platform you choose to run your business on, you need to learn how to use it and use it well, because else you're wasting all the opportunity that it has. So, I have business owners that come to me and they're using every single platform, and none of them are generating results, and they're spending, a couple hours a day on each of the platforms. I just say to them, well, stop all of that. Just focus on one and get that one platform 100% right. Go and read articles, keep up to scratch with what, the changes that are being made. Go and work out go and have a look at the actual values behind the brand. Facebook is all about genuine, authentic relationships. So as long as you do things the right way by having genuine, authentic relationships, you are following its values, and then it helps the algorithm. So therefore you'll get more leverage out of the algorithm. But as soon as you start to be spammy or do things like reproduce content, and share the same content in too many places, then Facebook will penalize you because they're saying, hold on a sec, we don't want you to spam everyone with things. We want you to actually build genuine relationships. So you have to go with the platform, get to know it well, go with the platform, or else the algorithms won't work for you.
So when you are helping someone build their brand, how long are you working with that person? How long does it take you to get that person's brand in line on Facebook so that they can take over and continue going?
Yeah. My program that I work through is 6 hours. I can normally get it within 6 hours. I can streamline the entire personal branding, business branding, and come up with an effective funnel that we can use on Facebook to get a paying result. Because people go on and they try to do too many things all the time, they end up creating a fluffy online presence. So I believe that if they know what they're doing, if they've got one formula to follow and they wake up every day, it should take them no longer than 20 minutes per day. They wake up, they spend 20 minutes on Facebook following their one funnel, and they put all their energy and effort into that one funnel. They will get known for that one thing, and they will have a much more effective profile. And we do that over 6 hours. So we break it up into either 3 2-hour sessions or 6 1-hour sessions, depending on the person.
Okay. Now, I believe, did you say you have a book?
I'm currently writing a book at the moment, which I'm very excited about, and it's going to be sharing all the things that I did wrong in business and that could have been avoided, so that I can possibly help save some of the tears that some people are shedding when they first start out. And it explores opportunities, all the opportunities that are out there for startups or for new small businesses that don't have a marketing budget. It explores other creative ways that they could market their business without actually having to spend money on it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to give just a couple of your pointers from the book?
I think, look, one of the most important things, I'll go with the first, I'll go with the 4 R's. So one of the first R's is review. So many people don't actually review their online presence and see what's working and not working. So I encourage people to go in on a weekly basis and have a look at their insights, have a look at their posts, the time of day, the type of content that's working, the people that are engaging, and actually review the work that they're doing so that they can make changes the following week, so that they're constantly moving forward, that they're not just doing the same old and not getting a result. So that's the first R. The second R is to respond. So many people go and spit stuff out onto social media without actually then going back and responding to those people. The whole purpose of writing content or sharing content is to get engagement. Which is to build a relationship, which means you have to be respectful and go back, and you've got to thank people. You've got to ask them questions. You've got to answer their questions as well. So many people don't actually go back and respond, or they do it a week or two later, which actually shows, I think, a little bit of disrespect towards your audience. So in order to build genuine relationships, I mean, you wouldn't do that to your partner or your children. So, answer back. So if you do actually post, make sure that you are, once you post, at least by the end of that day, you're going back and responding. The third one is reputation. So reputation is so important. So you've got to work out how you want to be seen online, and how you want to be seen online, the kind of values that you want to put forward, your key messages that keep coming through, help people form a deep relationship with you. It helps them from a connection perspective go, right, you're the person I want to work with. So reputation is getting your key messaging right, and portraying yourself in a professional manner online, and being consistent with it as well. So many people are so inconsistent with their key messages and their personal branding, and if it's too fluffy, people won't invest. They won't invest in it. They won't actually allow you into a deeper level. And with reputation, that also comes reputation management. So reputation management is that if you're going to use these platforms, you have to be prepared for the fact that there are crazies everywhere. Just like in your community, in real life, there are crazies, and online there are crazies, and people are always going to have a difference of opinion. So you have to be able to be ready to block people, to report people, to hide comments. You need to be familiar with all those things so that you can prevent sort of any online trolling or bullying that happens. And the fourth R is referrals. You have to be confident in giving referrals. So if, for example, you're on Facebook, that means you at a person and you at their business using their URL. And then you have to know how to actually go, and if those are referrals, what do you do with those referrals? You don't just say thank you, but you actually say, thank you so much for the referral. Hey, Mary, Jane has given me a referral. I'd love to chat to you about anything, any way in which I could help you, and then look at what they've actually asked for and try and answer their pain point or whatever it is that they were asking for to show your value. Then, of course, offering them an opportunity to work with you as well, or not just to work with you, but to engage further. So would you like to private message me? Would you like to send me an email? Would you like to jump onto my website and check out my other services or products? Or would you like to read my reviews to see how I've helped other people? So those are basically the 4 R's, and that's what we're going to be, some of the stuff we'll be talking about in our book.
Oh, that sounds very informative, things that everyone should know. And I'm glad you mentioned about the trolls and blocking people. And, because I get some of these people that, and more so the men that make inappropriate comments and things. And then, I just end up blocking them. And, but yeah, it gets kind of discouraging at times because, clearly I'm trying to do business. I'm not about talking to the guy or whatever, and then they'll, hey, how's it going? And it's like, no, that's not what I'm doing here.
Yeah, there is. I actually help a lot of professional businesses, business owners set up their profiles and show them how to use them. There's some that are maybe in domestic violence situations, or may have child protection orders out, or their kids can't have access to people. So I actually go in and help them set up their personal profiles professionally, but also show them how to privately use it to protect themselves too, which is great. And on top of it, some people ask me to come in and show them how to use the privacy settings so that they can online date, but they want to be able to do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that's great. Chantal, so we're going to go into the question portion of the show. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. So question number one is, who or what motivates you?
Oh, I'm going to say my mom. My mom motivates me. She had a really, really tough life. 3 children, single mom. Always believed you had to work hard in order to get by. And it always motivates me because I know there's a different way. So I want to provide that different way or show my children a different way, that you don't have to work hard. You can just work smart. So she motivates me. I do this so that that I can give them a different way of doing things.
What demotivates you?
Oh, demotivates me. I really, one of the biggest things that I really struggle with more than anything is people who talk and don't take action. There's many people out there that moan, complain, and keep asking for help. And when you give them help and you go, here I am, take it. Here is the solution. Like, here's free, I'm giving you free things on how to do content and free things on how to do this. And if you follow these 4 steps, you'll be able to get your business off the ground. And, 2-3 weeks later, they're still moaning and complaining and they actually haven't taken action. So that, for me, really, that deflates me more than anything.
When was a time that something was said or done to hurt you, but it worked for your good?
Oh, that's deep, really deep. Okay, so I'll be honest with you. That was probably my marriage. In my marriage, for South Africans, women don't generally leave men, and women aren't generally more successful than the men. So it's been very difficult for my ex-husband now to sort of accept that fact. But the whole way through sort of our marriage, I was always told that I could never be good in business. And, he was always the breadwinner. He was the main provider. But when he got made redundant, and twice in Australia, that gave me, there was no other option for me to step up and to not believe that anymore and just go, you know what, I can do this. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I can do this. I need to do this, and I will do this. So for me, that was really the biggest turning point in my life. And I'm grateful for it.
Mm-hmm. What is your fear?
My fear, this is where, that goes back to my mom again, where she honestly believed that if you stopped working, that you wouldn't make any money. So I constantly have to check myself to make sure that I'm including things that, including holidays, and I'm including my exercise, and, going to watch my children's sport and getting involved in their lives, because she never took the time to do that for herself, because she believed that the money would stop coming if she did. So I find that I have to check myself on that every now and then, because obviously that had been spoken quite a lot while I was growing up, to go, well, hold on a sec, there is another way, there is another opportunity, and I'm doing this for my children, and so that I can be a part of their life and I can contribute, and that I can go on holiday and I can lead a balanced life without killing myself, and the money will still come. So I'd say that's my fear.
Is there a time when you wish you had done something that you didn't?
Oh, you ask great questions. Yeah, I think in the initial stages of business, when I set up, when I started to set up all my systems, and I started, finding out what was the best booking calendar, what was the best payment system, and I researched all these things. I kind of wish I'd researched a little more and I'd asked a few more questions, because I've had to upgrade my systems twice. So one of the things that I'd never considered was scalability. And, you can do what you're doing, but when it's really going well, you've got to have massive systems in place. And I think I took the system side for granted because, to tell you the truth, it's the thing that I dislike the most about running my business is that all those IT sort of systems. But yeah, upgrading my system, I've had to upgrade my systems twice in the last 3 years, which has cost a lot of time, a lot of headaches. And I wish that in the beginning I'd kind of had a little bit more faith or trust in myself and had gone, well, I'm just going to get, 1 or 2 clients to, well, now I've got 20 clients. How are my systems going to cope? I wish I'd sort of seen more potential in myself and gone, well, hold on, this is really going to work. Let's just put in the best systems in place right now to be able to capture all those people. And let's do that right now. Let's make that a possibility right from the onset rather than have to work through it all.
Is there a time that you wish you had not done something?
I'd not done something. Yeah, it's a hard one because even the things that I have, wish I hadn't done, at the end of the day, they've all taught me lessons, which is really great. So I would have to say, I think prioritizing with running a gym, I've had to be at the gym at 5:30 in the morning every day, 7 days a week. So, and finishing, because everyone wants to go to the gym early morning and evenings. So I wish that I had from the onset possibly employed other staff or people to do that, because it would have been more beneficial for me to have that time with my children a couple nights a week or early mornings. And I wish I'd kind of done that sooner than I did.
Okay. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is going to bed with a smile on your face every night. That was something that I set for myself when I decided to leave my husband. Was that I want to go to bed every single night with a smile on my face, knowing that I've done my absolute best that day, and that tomorrow is a new opportunity to do even better and to do more. So, my definition of success is happiness and going to bed happy, I would say, every single day.
Okay. How do you recharge?
I go to the gym, so it's good to hear, Trina, you go to the gym as well. So I go to the gym 4 times a week, and I try to go to yoga once or twice. I may also go for walks or cycling because I am actually I'm quite an active person. So going for walks and listening to podcasts. And at the beginning of each year, a new rule that we set at the beginning of this year was that we would book 4 holidays in advance for the year. So we would work towards our holidays. So we tried that out this year, and it's been amazing. Because when you know a holiday is coming up, it kind of gives you a little bit more energy and inspiration. But those holidays also allow for you to recharge. So we do a lot of camping where we can kind of disconnect from technology for a while. And again, it's also making you then put in the right systems in place so you can still generate income while you are enjoying time with the family and holidays.
What are you awesome at?
I am awesome at activating and influencing people. And I was always kind of scared of that because everyone always used to say I'm so full on, and I understand like some people get it and don't get it. And a couple of years back, I did the Gallup strength test. It was the best thing I've ever done because I came out and the 3 top categories that came out was I'm an activator. Command is the second thing. So I have this ability to command or lead people to do things. And my third one was winning people over. I love to win people over. And what I identified was that some people are really stuck. They struggle to take that first step. But again, with my history in being a personal trainer, I have no problem in helping people to take that first step and giving them then the confidence and skills to keep moving forward.
What legacy do you want to leave?
My legacy, I think people I would really like to encourage more people to invest in themselves. There seems to be a massive trend at the moment where people are wanting to outsource everything, and they're wanting to outsource at a far too early stage, where as soon as something becomes a little bit difficult, they want to outsource it. But like we was talking about earlier before the podcast started, the sooner you get used to the roller coaster of the fact that your business is going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be up and down the entire time. And when you first go on that roller coaster, you're screaming your head off and it seems like it's never going to end and you thought you're going to die and your heart's pulsing. But as you go on that roller coaster again and again and again, it just becomes normal and it becomes fun, and the ups and downs are less dramatic and they're more manageable. So for me, I really would like to encourage more people to invest in themselves, to get used to the idea that business is a roller coaster ride, and the sooner you get used to it, rather than jumping off, rather hold on and have fun. And I feel like everyone would have so much of a better working life, which is going to resonate. It's going to, translate to the entire rest of the family as well.
I love that. I really do. Give the listeners one motivational takeaway.
You guys are amazing. Every single one of you who is listening and who's not listening is uniquely special. The thing that makes you different is you. When, we talk about selling and it sounds terrible, but it's more like servicing. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a special skill and a special service and a way that they can impact the world. Hang on to that thing. Have confidence that it's going to work. And don't focus so much on your feelings towards it, but focus on the impact that it's having on the other people, because that will give you the strength to keep moving forward.
Okay, Chantal, let the listeners know where they can connect with you.
Sure. I'd love you to connect with me on Facebook, Chantal Girardi. You can also jump onto my website, which is www.chantalgirardi.com.au. Just check the spelling. There are heaps of free resources and blogs and podcasts and live trainings and downloadable templates all on the website for you to take advantage of, and to help you get ahead in your business.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you, because I didn't know everything that you said about Facebook. So you really informed me on just how powerful it is and how it can be used for branding. So I thank you for coming onto the show and sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you so much. You're doing such amazing work, and I'm a massive fan. Thank you.
If you like Trina Talk, please don't forget to go out to Apple Podcasts to subscribe. Also, who else in your life do you know that needs some motivation and inspiration in their life? Don't forget to share Trina Talk with them. I hope you have a great week. And remember, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. Keep striving, because success is a journey, not a destination. You can listen to Trina Talk anytime and anywhere. It's available on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, and all other places that you can listen to podcasts. If you like the podcast, please don't forget to go to iTunes to subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you have questions for me or need inspiration on how to go to the next level, tweet me directly at Trina L. Martin.